There's something you need to admit right now. You prefer comfortable lies over painful truths. And before you disagree, think about the last time you scrolled past uncomfortable news to watch something fun, told yourself, I'll start tomorrow, when you knew you wouldn't, followed the crowd because it felt safer than standing alone. This isn't an accident, it's by design. 2,400 years ago, Plato warned us about this in his famous cave allegory. Most people would rather stare at comforting shadows than face the blinding light of reality. And here's the painful part. You're probably one of them. Machiavelli understood something terrifying about human nature. We willingly believe lies if they make us feel secure. In The Prince, he wrote that people are so simple, they'll ignore obvious deception if it preserves their comfort. Modern science proves this. The Dunning-Kruger effect shows how the less we know, the more confident we are in our ignorance. Why? Because admitting what we don't know is painful. It's easier to pretend. Think about political parties that promise easy solutions, get-rich-quick schemes, magical weight loss pills. They all work for the same reason. We want to believe the comfortable lie more than we want to face the hard truth. Nietzsche put it brutally, we have art so we don't die of the truth. He argued that humans can't handle reality raw. We need stories, illusions, and simplifications to survive. Psychological studies show why. When faced with information that contradicts our beliefs, our brains actually experience it as physical pain. That's why facts often don't change minds. Because to our nervous system, changing your mind literally hurts. But here's the twist. This pain is actually growth. Like muscle tearing to get stronger, mental discomfort is the price of wisdom. The Stoics knew this 2,000 years ago. They practiced voluntarily enduring discomfort to build resilience. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, before being executed by the Nazis, wrote about cheap grace, the kind of easy answers people accept to avoid difficult self-examination. Today we have cheap truth, simplified versions of reality sold to us by algorithms feeding us what we want to hear, influencers selling easy answers, media outlets confirming our biases. Plato predicted this in his warning about demagogues, leaders who tell people what they want to hear rather than what they need to hear. And just like in ancient Athens, we keep falling for it. Breaking this cycle requires 3 uncomfortable steps. 1. Question your comforts. What beliefs make you feel good but might be false? 2. Seek disconfirming evidence. Actively look for information that challenges your views. 3. Practice intellectual humility. Admit when you're wrong without self-judgment. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, wrote in his private journal, "If someone can prove me wrong, I'll gladly change, for I seek the truth by which no one was ever harmed." This isn't about being cynical, it's about being free. Free from manipulation, free from self-deception, free to see reality as it actually is. The hardest truth is this: no one is coming to save you from deception. Not politicians, not gurus, not algorithms. The choice to see clearly, with all its discomfort and responsibility, is yours alone. So here's my final question. Now that you know how much more comfortable the lies are, what truth will you choose to face today? Here's another uncomfortable truth. Your brain is addicted to certainty, even when it's fake. Studies show that people would rather receive painful electric shocks now than wait in uncertainty for a possible shock later. That's how much we hate not knowing. Nietzsche called this our metaphysical comfort. the desperate need to believe the world makes sense even when it doesn't. Religion, conspiracy theories, even rigid political ideologies all feed this hunger. They give us the illusion of answers when real life is messy and uncertain. But here's the trap. The more certainty we demand, the easier we are to manipulate. As Machiavelli knew, people who crave simple stories will hand over their freedom to whoever provides them. Ask yourself, where in your life are you clinging to false certainty because the alternative, admitting you don't know, feels too terrifying? Real wisdom begins where certainty ends. Socrates, the wisest man in Athens, said his only real knowledge was knowing how little he knew. The Stoics practiced negative visualization, imagining worst-case scenarios, not to be pessimistic, but to make peace with uncertainty. Here's how you can do the same. 1. Practice saying, "I don't know," out loud without shame. 2. Reward doubt. When you feel that discomfort of uncertainty, recognize it as growth. 3. Beware of quick answers. If a solution feels too easy, it's probably a lie. This isn't about giving up on truth. It's about recognizing that truth isn't something you own. It's something you pursue. As philosopher Karl Popper showed, real progress comes not from proving ourselves right, but from constantly trying to prove ourselves wrong. The most freeing moment of your life might be when you stop pretending to have all the answers and discover the joy of being forever a student of the strange, beautiful, uncertain world.